All right, so here are 10 lessons that I learned from dating coaches about love and, most importantly, success. So I already know what some of you guys are going to be watching this and thinking to yourselves like, bro, are you giving out dating advice now? I'm not actually, no, I'm not giving out dating advice. It's not a subject that I'm particularly, I don't think I'm qualified as I'm trying to go out there and navigate my own situation. I'm not qualified to go ahead and give dating advice, but I am a part of a mastermind group with other seven-figure coaches, and here are 10 lessons that I learned from them. No particular order. I would like to go ahead and actually start with number one. Kind of obvious, but who you marry is probably the most important decision that you'll ever make. Divorces are very messy, they're expensive, and being with a toxic person will really cost you. So like it costs you so much in like productivity, and it costs you so much in terms of like your mental health and just bandwidth and everything. So like most people, they don't really have like this idea of like, yeah, I'll get married whenever, like I don't know when I'm going to get married, like when I'm with the right person. It's like no, like successful people have some very clear goals on that, and they know that like it's a very important decision. Second thing is like successful people attract the perfect match, and they don't chase. And this isn't just measuring people that are like wildly, printing cash. Like they're extremely like they got a lot of money. There's a lot of people with a lot of money that these dating coaches told me like they're very miserable with either themselves or the person that they're with. They're talking about like these are people that are successful with the business side, professionally, with like also financially, but also with the partner that they're with. Um, and successful people, they attract the perfect match. They don't ever chase. So most people have their priorities wrong, and that's actually something that I see in my programs. Is like you're supposed to be focused on like getting a product manager job. You're supposed to be focused on like getting a tech sales job. You're supposed to be focused on getting a cybersecurity job or whatever job. But like, people are like, oh man, I kind of want to be on the apps, and I see that across like all my programs. It's like, no, 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 because like here's the thing, successful people kind of build like their business around their life, and they don't build their life around their business. When you are getting these two priorities mixed up, where you're focusing on love first before you have the business and the financial foundation, this is actually where people run into problems. Because yes, money doesn't buy happiness, because just money will not, but it's definitely going to make your life like a lot easier. The way that this one dating coach explained it to me, it was so funny. She was just like, that's just like saying, because her husband, I think I'm remembering this correctly, because there's like a lot of dating coaches, and in coaching there's actually four categories. There's health, which includes physical health and also mental health. Wealth, which is like investing, starting entrepreneurship, starting your own business. I think careers is like underneath it, but it's careers have gotten so big that it's practically its own category now. Health, wealth, relationships. So people's relationship with, obviously, their relationship with, definitely romance is like the dominant one in there, but also the relationship with like maybe their family, relationship with their children, relationship with that they have with other people, and then careers, right? Career transition or either career promotion. Uh, we have a lot of dating coaches like in this group, and largely though in terms of like our sales and marketing funnel, it's pretty similar. We're always learning stuff from each other. But she's like, you know, it's like bringing democracy to another country. I mean, you have to have at least the most basic economic framework to be able to support a democracy. Like there's got to be some commerce going on. Because I think her husband's like in the military or something, but like, or her brother's like in the military, both. I don't even remember, but like I was just laughing. Like it's very true. You don't just say, "All right, we declare this a democracy." Like that's not how this shit works. Like yeah, it costs money to get married. It costs money to have a mortgage. It costs money to freaking have kids. And when you're stressed out about money, I mean, all that other sexy time kind of goes out the wayside, because when, like 30 days, like afterwards, after the good is being done, you're going to have to actually start, like, yeah, like couples that occasionally take trips together. I mean, she was telling me like it helps the relationship, right? Not going to the same restaurants every single time. Like everything, money just makes everything easier. So like, yeah, you have to have some degree of money, and a lot of people they focus on the relationship before they actually have all the financial principles in place. You're actually putting yourself in a disadvantage because if you really wanted this relationship to last and you really were serious, because people that are serious about dating are dating to get married, right? You should actually have all those financial foundations in place. Um, and Successful people create multiple options and compare the most compatible match. Like they put themselves in a position where they actually have like options versus unsuccessful people, like they don't do that. They do the opposite where they have very limited options, which is actually not good. There's more successful people that are married than unmarried. Successful people build their business around their life, and they structure. Actually, that's the term that was used. Is they structure their business around their life and not their life around their business. So successful people create a list of like must-haves, good-to-haves, deal breakers, and they're very clear about what they want, about and how they clear about like what they want and how they want to feel when they're with their partner. So people generally speaking kind of have an idea what they want. Somebody that's hot and successful. What they want and how they want to feel about them and how they want their partner to make them feel. I think that's like very interesting takeaway for me. Successful people also believe that a good relationship is effortless. Like if you got to start putting work into it, then it's not really like it's not really a good match. But that's also like when you have a lot of options, you don't have to like put in as much effort. It's got to be effortless on both sides in order to make it work. Successful people create ways to have people meet or be introduced to them. They don't do things like apps because that's chasing, right? They actually have like they host parties, and then they have people like, oh, it's like, yeah, now I actually want to meet you. Last lesson I learned: dating coaches make a lot more money than career coaches. So I wish I was actually qualified, but I'm actually not. But with that said, the whole thing that that got me to really start thinking was that so many people they want this partner, and then they largely like they focus on going after the partner first. And what that's made me realize is a lot of times people are like they're just lonely or like they kind of like they're bored. Honestly, if you understood how to manifest success a lot faster, like then you can just start getting to the love and abundance, success and the abundance part, because I think that's what people really want. But these are just some lessons that I learned. Take with it what you will, but like these are like millionaire dating coaches that are part of my group, and I'm just like pretty baffled because we spend a lot of time actually thinking about that. So and when we get into the wrong relationships with people, that's when the business starts hurting, and that's when everything else starts falling apart. It's not easy to run a business when you're going through a divorce. It's not easy. And it's also, even if you're not in divorce, they just talk about like people that are just like so miserable in the relationship that they're in, and they can't really get out of it because they got kids and all that. It's horrible. So like it should definitely be a priority, even if you're not in a relationship. Eventually, like they're like successful people all should kind of be in one, and there's more successful people that are in good relationships than people that are not. Not to say that there are successful people that aren't single, but generally speaking, it's like they have that balance and that part of their life down. They actually do have a time block that's dedicated on a weekly basis where they are setting this priority. What are their good to haves, must haves, how they want to feel around that person, how they want that person to make them feel as well. And they have all these different things, and which actually makes them more successful, which is very interesting stuff, because like I put so much time into working that it's not something like priority that I think about. But A lot of good takeaways. Let me know in the comments if you guys want more of this content. Don't forget to join Boss Life. See you in school. Don't be late to school.